Well, I just lost my band.
Hold on.
Robert's got to get in the character here. Too busy doing selfies. Me, my, mo. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Cigar review underway?
We sure should. Sure should.
Hey, members and guests. Jacob here.
And Rob, the cigar assessor.
And today we have the pleasure of reviewing the La Antiguedad from my father's cigars. Not my father, or his father, but somebody's father.
Yes.
And these are going to be some exceptional smokes. I have not had this stick yet.
Me neither.
I'm excited to review it. Robert, why don't you tell us a little bit about this smoke?
Well, it's probably Jenny Garcia's father.
Probably Jenny Garcia's father.
That's who, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
because I think Jaime Garcia is probably the head blender, master blender.
Could be. Well, this box pressed, beautiful looking, well constructed, minimal veinaged stick is, what did you say, milk chocolate? Color?
Yeah.
Milk chocolate in color.
Nice oily wrapper.
We got a little red ribbon on the foot. And the wrapper is Habano, Ecuador, Rosado, Oscuro.
So we got a rosado.
Yes.
Okay.
And the binder is Nicaraguan, and the filler is all Nicaraguan. Doesn't say where it's from, well, Yalapa, Esteli, but it's my father's made good cigars.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to try this smoke. I don't think I've had a bad smoke from the My Father line. We have the Connecticut's in, we have the Las Flor de Antillas, which I honestly argue is one of the best $10 sticks you can get.
Le Bijou.
Le Bijou.
Le Bijou.
Which was 2015 Cigar of the Year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Viva Milanio was 2014 and this one was a Cigar of the Year.
Now, did you name it that for the French?
I hope not. So you know, in the Revolutionary War, the redcoats, they were, painted red so that if they bled out, the enemy couldn't see them bleeding. So that's why the French painted their trousers brown to shit themselves.
And plus, they probably wanted to reuse the jacket. So.
Yeah, just make it real easy. They spent time in the dirt hiding instead of camouflage, they called it. Well,
these pants, they stink like shit.
Oh, oui.
Nice.
Well, let's
sniff. As you talk about shit.
Yeah, I hope we don't get any fecal smells in this one. I get nothing off the wrapper actually. Or maybe a slight barnyard off the wrapper.
Yeah. Very slight, you're right.
And then right nostril, little pepper, and really neutral.
Yeah,
not a lot of flavor coming off it. Or smell, I should say.
But as you push it, if you give it a push, you get more barnyard.
Yeah. Well, let's cut this bad girl, see what she's got.
And what are you using today?
So I'm using the Calibri S-Cut. I really like these. Whether you're drunk or sober, you can't mess up the cigar.
Nope. And they're very good for the Yakamatsu, what do they call it? The Chinese or Japanese mafia? Yakasumi or...
The Yakuza?
Yeah.
The Yamasaki? The Toshibas?
You could just put the pinky in there.
Just the tip.
That's right.
Just the tip. We are off to a great review, guys. It's Monday. Well, how's your draw?
I'm getting a sweet, like molasses. with a hint of pepper on the back.
Yeah, I get a slight pepper, a lot of hay. This cigar has been very neutral so far. A lot of barnyard hay tones. Well, I guess the only thing now is just toast the foot and get this review going.
So I thought I would light it today with this Julius Classic Flint lighter. It's a double.
I gotta
flame.
say, this is my favorite lighter, guys.
Look
I'm
at
not
that.
gonna lie. It's called the Snake Flame. When it does that, the snake tongue, I love that lighter. It is classy. It's beautifully built. It has the roller activation to ignite it. It's not a button. Great job from Calibri. It really made a real classy lighter. That's like the suit and tie lighter. And I'm just torching mine with my single torch Lambo lighter. And I actually am very impressed by this lighter because single torch lighters I normally have a hard time starting cigars with. This lighter just puts out.
Ooh, strong cedar.
Yep, strong cedar, no hay flavor. I was expecting that. Slight white, very, very faint pepper, which I'm actually enjoying lately. I find when you first light a cigar and it has that overwhelming pepper, sometimes it's a lot to take in off the start. This is a pretty good start. Nice draw.
Yep. Very open.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like every My Father cigar, whether it's their $10 cigar or their flagship cigar, is just always constructed so good.
And consistent.
Always. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, even if something's too peppery for you in the line, it's not like you're gonna pick one up and it's not gonna be peppery, or it's not. I mean, they don't unravel. They usually burn most of the time. They burn well. So.
And I think a lot of it has to do too, like, you know, Nicaraguan tobacco. It just tends to have those leather tones and the pepper tones. And if you're someone who smokes cigars or you like Nicaraguan tobacco, you already know what you're getting into. You're going to expect that peppery start. But this is nice for Nicaraguan. I wonder, and it's real hard to get. It's going to be interesting to see the flavor changes because the Rosado wrapper. I haven't smoked many Rosado cigars I like.
This is a Rosado Oscuro. Yes.
Robert is like the cigar dictionary of the cigar world. I'd be lost without him. So we're gonna come back midway through this smoke, see what flavor profile is going on, see what notes we're picking up, and I think that's it.
Yes. Let's enjoy this, and then we'll return with some more information.
Sounds good. See you guys. Well, we're back midway through this wonderful La Antiguedad. That was very hard. Robert, during the break, figured out some more about this Rosado. Fill us in.
Yes, okay, so the Rosado wrapper is an extremely difficult wrapper to grow outside of Cuba. So it's not in a lot of cigars right now. And you got a spicy coffee and earthiness and pepper.
And it's weird because I'm tasting all of that.
Are you?
Right now I have spice, coffee, and slight pepper. Coffee is definitely... The second you said it, it rang in my head, so that is coffee.
Now the Oscuro is considered a double Maduro, so it's a strong leaf, and it's fermented longer than a Maduro. So it's usually darker, and you get a little bit of sweetness with it. So what I'm trying to figure out is, is it a double wrapper? Because it's a Habano, Oscuro,
double Maduro. Well, it could be just like in alcohol, they say like double black or double aged. It's just either twice as long or they age it twice. It could just be that it's aged twice as long as your typical Maduro. Really oily wrapper, I've noticed. If you look at, I don't know about yours, but I have a great sheen on the wrapper.
Is that Charlie? I think mine's Martin.
Winning
It's a little bitter.
It's a little bit. Oh boy. Híjole. Oh, this is a great smoke though. I'm yeah, that was a little Spanish for you. I'm a little impressed actually, thoroughly impressed with this smoke.
Because I do taste that little bit of sweetness.
Yeah. I was just gonna say it's almost like a honey sweet. It's not like sugar cane, but it's on the palate. It's noticeable.
Yep.
Great cigar. You guys got to come in and try this. It's definitely unique, like I said before, and I knew that not many people use Rosado, because I think the only companies I've heard of, that new Valoroso cigar we have is a Rosado. Alec Bradley's Nicapuro is a Rosado, and then I think there's one from Rock Patel that's a Rosado. And outside of that, I honestly don't know any other company that produces a Rosado wrapper. So that makes sense. And you say it was hard to grow outside of Cuba.
Yes.
Very interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if it's like a climate thing or a soil content. It's pretty interesting. What are you getting from the cigar?
I'm getting a little pepper, some sweetness, and spice.
And everything nice.
That's right. You know, somebody came in and they were telling me about Cuban cohibas, and they said that was because that was Castro's cigar he used to give to everybody, and they said the reason that the newer cohiba aren't as good as the pre-embargo is because they destroyed the fields.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, you can comment.
Well, and I wouldn't doubt it, because what I've heard in one thing that's come up, a lot of people go, oh, when are you going to sell Cuban cigars, this and that. And I really don't think I think it'll be about 5 to maybe 10 years before we actually legally can sell Cuban cigars, because a lot of these families, like Fuente family and the older names in the industry, people got to remember their land and fields were confiscated. They're kicked out of Cuba.
Yeah.
And so if he's willing to do that, he was willing to do that with those fields, I wouldn't put it past him to, just let it burn. That's not the proper way to smoke a cigar, Fidel. Come on, you got to roll it first.
Well, not even that he did it. That when they were fighting, they would destroy the fields.
That makes sense.
Whoever
he's going against.
Yeah.
The Bay of Pigs should have been the Bay of Tobacco.
Yes. Yes. So whether it's urban myth, legend, but it was just interesting.
Hey, we love that though, right? That's what cigars are all about. You got the art and the culture behind the cigar. It's much more than just a bunch of wrapped leaves, as a lot of people, tend to believe. A lot of these companies and a lot of these big companies, especially older cigar manufacturers, they have neat stories. They all start with a grandpa and a vision and some small field, and it turns into mass production. There's a lot of art and history behind each cigar line, and whether big or small. One thing I wanted to bring up, because we brought it up in the AJ Fernandez video, the band work on these cigars is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Really good looking band.
I don't know who that is out there.
I don't know either. Maybe a Spaniard?
It is a bigger
Oh, there you go. I'm all looking at the small one. So this right here is just a nice little aficionado shelf talker. One thing we love here at 88 is our shelf talkers. If you come in the humidor, you'll notice that we are big on educating the members. Why you're smoking what you're smoking. What are you smoking? We want you to know what the wrapper, binder, filler is, so that you can get a better assessment of your palate. And it'll really help you, especially experts like Robert, myself, and a few other guys like Chad that work up front, really know their smokes. All of us have been smoking, I'd say at least, 8+ years. I don't think there's one person on staff that hasn't been smoking cigars for that long. And we're experts at palate. You come in, if you like Nicaraguan, we're not going to push you towards Honduran, we're not going to push you towards Dominican. We're going to make sure that you're still within that same flavor profile, but explore the humidor. We've got a lot of great options now, and a lot of fun stuff to smoke.
Yeah.
Lately I go in there and I don't know where to start.
We just brought in a new shelving unit for the middle, because we have no room, and we still have so many cigars in there that we are now lining them on the floor until we get more shelving units.
Yeah, you can literally say we have cigars from the floor to the ceiling in that humidor.
Exactly.
Literally. It's there. It's beautiful. You got to come see it if you haven't yet. If you're not on our YouTube channel, subscribe. If you're not a member, join the lounge. You'll have a lot of fun, your friends and family.
They're not on our YouTube channel. Will they be seeing this? That's the question.
Okay, if your friends aren't on our YouTube channel, then tell them to subscribe. up to date. I think I've said that like 3 videos now without thinking. Robert, thank you. This is why I need him, guys. He keeps me sane. Oh boy. So should we come back when we're a little deeper into the smoke?
I would say so. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, me
with
too.
My homemade coffee, my brew.
We're gonna find a way to get Robert's coffee here because I can honestly say he makes some damn good coffee. I don't know what he puts in it. I don't know if there's Baileys or something in the bottom. He's always happy though, I know that.
I'm just a happy guy.
There you go. Alright, we'll see you when we come back. We are back. Final installment of this wonderful cigar. I really imbibe in this smoke.
I am also. It's a very nice cigar with espresso notes, molasses, and some white pepper on the back of the throat. The smoke is full and creamy, and the burn is a nice burn. The ash is a beautiful mishmash of grays.
Band came off easy.
Beautiful artwork on the band. I looked, I couldn't find anything, but it's an old Cuban picture.
Oh, okay. Makes some sense. Oh, it's upside down. Just trying to put that one the right way. Yeah, great cigar. I mean, it's crazy. One day we're going to find a cigar that we clash on. Today is not that day.
It's hard because we have such great cigars here. We don't just put anything in here, so it's hard to have a clash.
You know, and I think you're right, Robert. That's a good point that I actually have not thought about. You know, it's hard to have a clash when every cigar we review is a good smoke, and it's really complements the humidor because we don't have a bad smoke to choose from, obviously.
Nope.
I mean, I think the only clash we've had is on a Gurkha Cellar Reserve, and it wasn't because it's necessarily an awful smoke or anything. It's just one of those things where it just wasn't the right flavor profile for you.
Says you. It's an awful smoke.
Review more Gurkhas. So next week we're going to do the Gurkha Ghost.
Did I tell you I need next Monday off?
I'll call Sherman down here. Oh boy, but yeah, great smoke. I agree. The molasses tone is very interesting in this cigar. It's not like a sugar cane tone, and I describe it almost as a honey flavor. It's just very subtle, nice sweetness to it. The risotto is, if every company could figure out how to use this leaf, I'd like to see companies like Padron or some of the big boys see what they can do with this leaf, because they have phenomenal flavor coming off this cigar. This is good stuff. Definitely going to go in the humidor.
Yes.
Definitely going to go in the humidor at home. And what's our price point on these? What are we? $11 a stick. Come on. How do you beat that?
You can't.
That's going to be a hard cigar to top. Man.
You know, we have some Cuban smokers coming in here and they brag about Cuban cigars. That's all they smoke, and then you know, they don't like anything but Cubans, but as soon as you start directing them to the certain brands in there, they come out, wow, this is really good.
Yeah. And it's because cigars aren't what they were 20, 30 years ago. I'd argue, okay, Cubans probably were the best cigar you could get, period. But now, companies that have, you know, these Nicaraguan farms that have been cycling their tobacco over, cigars are a lot like wine. The vines on wine are good for X amount of years, and the more you turn the vines or you overturn the crops, the soil, you know, it adds the nutrients that you need necessary to grow. The more the people growing the product itself have experience, they get better at what they do. And I think nowadays that's what we're starting to see. We're starting to see, okay, Nicaragua, Ecuador, Honduras, Dominican Republic. Now these countries have been making tobacco for 20, 30 years. The soil has been agitated, turned over. They have nutrients, they have mineral content, they have the phosphorus and magnesium and the certain elements that you need to really produce great tobacco. So now I would say that the best tobacco no longer comes out of Cuba.
No, and a lot of these families that are making the cigars are exports from Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
So they have bloodlines in Cuba, if not the grandfather was doing cigars over there. So they took that craftsmanship and went to Nicaragua and the Dominican.
And look at Rocky Patel with their edition of Hamlet. You know, in 5, 6 years, you're going to probably see some great products coming out of the Rocky Patel line, because now they have this Cuban roller who understands how to grow Cuban tobacco, and he knows the whole Cuban process, and he's be given a plethora of tobacco rather than just one line of tobacco to work with.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, an artist with a bigger, color wheel to work with. He's going to have so many things to do and mix and match. That I really do. I would argue that Nicaragua, in my opinion, has some of the best tobacco.
You know what he does when he's rolling the cigars? He recites to be or not to be. Whether it is nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune.
You know, it's so funny when Robert opens his mouth to tell a joke, you don't know where it's going. Sometimes you think it's a story, you know? I always enjoy doing these reviews with you, though. I gotta say that, man. It's a lot of fun. You know, we've got to smoke some great cigars together. I look forward to doing this for a long time. It's going to be good stuff.
Yes.
So, what do we got to end this on? Man, this is just such a good cigar.
Do we have anything from our side guy over there? Does he have anything to say?
Tim Marota's here, everybody.
Hi.
Tim Marota's the man, the myth, the legend. That is Southern.
What are we smoking today?
The La Antiguedad from My Father. Have you had any of the My Father line?
I like the My Father line. Good, solid, medium-bodied cigar. It probably isn't your best option for a first cigar ever, but you know, come on, it's a My Father. Dads are cool.
That's right.
And for those of you that have dad issues, you can always find comfort in My Father.
Really? Your dad's is what?
Professional.
Or like a big
Self-taught.
soft pillow?
Yeah, soft pillows, more like it. He's got a shoulder you can cry on. Oh boy.
Probably a lap you can sit on too.
Well, he always said, you know, sit on my lap and let's talk about the first thing that pops up.
Oh.
Not to me, of course. Ooh-dee. Well, members and guests, boys and girls, I think next week we will sit down and what cigar should we pick off the shelf, Robbie? What
Anything else coming in?
This week, no. This week we don't have anything new coming in the humidor. Next month, I'm really going to try my hardest to get the Tatuaje, Illusion, and the Florida Dominicanas on the shelf. But based off of what we got in there, I don't know.
What about that Oliva?
Oh, the Master Blend.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Next week, Oliva's new Master Blend. I don't know the backstory on it yet, so we'll make sure by the time we get to the review video, we have a nice story for you guys. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, members. Well, keep on smoking.
And cigar smokers' lives matter. Hashtag cigar smokers' lives matter. And stay cool, my friends. It's getting warm out.
It is. Next week's weather report.
To our channel to get more updates on these weekly reviews. That's right. What's better than that? Nothing. That's right.